Welcome, one and all, as we pick back up right where we left off. Lucas, a new character. Young lad. Mark, you're actually early. A familiar voice welcomes me in from a cold. In front of me stands a young man I've known since the beginning of high school, and sometimes I wish I didn't know. On time is more like it. We have barely 5 minutes until the bell. That's still an accomplishment coming from you. Liliana. Oh, hey, did you bring your notes for the presentation? My other friend, Liliana, voices her question politely, unlike a certain little sister. Well, Rin was on the computer until midnight, and my laptop needed recharging, and your house was constructed without power outlets, of course. Fine. I'll print them out at lunch. And there goes the bell. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to a boring lecture, if that means I can relax. The teacher's voice drones on, and on, and on. I only know of one way to escape. Jump out the window. Might have a long-term consequences, though, so I'll content myself with staring out it. Whenever I'm bored at school, I always like looking out at the weather and thinking about how I'd rather be anywhere but here. Although fortune has treated me with nothing but sadistic little sister and a pile of unfinished homework this morning, so maybe I'm better off in class after all. Mark, and am I hearing things? Mark, it's just like this morning. Is this someone's stupid idea of a prank? I'm sure it's just some kid with nothing better to do with their time, but I can't forget that. Alright, I know what I have to do. Pinpointing the source of the sound, I spin around and glare at my target. She's not getting away with it this time. The class stares at me. Lucas turns around. I sit back down, awkwardly. Lunchtime. Finally. No matter how many years pass, nothing beats the taste of a cold meat and freedom. It's quiet. Lucas sighs audibly and I follow. I still don't get how Rin can sacrifice her lunch break to study for a test when she hardly even studies at home. It's far from the strangest thing she's done. Point taken. So, how was that game I lent you? Oh, right. To be honest, I'm not really into those dating sim. They're not dating sims if they don't have statistics. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll check it out when I get time. Right now I'm busy with, I was about to say schoolwork, but that lie won't last a second. Stuff. Yeah, stuff. Lucas. Mark, do you know what this means, don't you? I really think I can see the sunlight glint off those glasses. This means that you have got yet to experience modern Japanese visual culture in all its glory. Can you please shut up now? Surely you found yourself taking a peek at Rin's DVD collections at some point in the past 16 years. Have you ever felt disconnected with the path the story takes? I'll take that as a no. Protagonists always have plot armor in suspense stories, and the main heroine always wins in romances. Even aside from being dumbed down by the awkward transition between two inherently different mediums, have you ever felt like the story isn't working? Does it not feel like the main character is a brainless idiot, and that you could do a much better job than him? Have you ever felt like giving that idiotic protag a punch in the face and telling him to choose a shy, innocent library girl over a decentful one Chan Chara who can't go on a date without thinking about her little brother? This statement may contain a slight amount of bias. At any rate, there's only one solution to problems like these. You play the game. I sense an evil chuckle as he finishes, as he wants to add, and soon you'll be just like me. Well, like I said, I'll get to it eventually. Lucas kicks up his feet. It really is a good game, though. And if his school uniforms kind of resemble ours, don't you think? As much as I hate to admit it, he is right. Our school is infamous for its elaborate uniforms that don't match its academic reputation. That isn't going to make me play it any faster. And I'll bother you every day until you do. Do you dare to underestimate my persistence? Bell signals again, taking us away from each other, thankfully. I did it. It took a few years, but I did it. I made it back, and it won't be long before I talk to him again. A clock ticks in the background as a girl gazes intensely out the window. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. Nervous and a little excited. It's been so long. What I do if he's changed, this whole plan would be pointless. I have to stay calm. I know what I'm doing, and I've thought it all through. Just stick to the script. But I'm nervous. So nervous. I like sunsets. I really do. I could live without long walks on the beach, but sunsets, they're special. Cliché doesn't have to make things less special. Not that it matters much. Storybook romances stay in the storybooks. It's just nice to catch a glimpse of stories sometimes, be it the iPod shuffle gods granting divinely selected background music, or a perfectly twilight after a day in the rain. Liliana. Phew! Thanks again for the help. Don't worry about it. It's not like I have anything better to do, said Mark. I slid down from the windowsill, but my feet hesitate. Something about the red tint of a classroom and Liliana's smile is discomforting. Discomforting and uncannily familiar. Does the school library always get this much work? I can see why you asked for a hand, said Mark. No, the library usually maintains itself with the help of the teachers. We just have some extra things to take care of before the end of the term, Liliana replied. Paperwork mostly. Sounds tough. All work and no pay. I think you mean no play. Wait, you're getting paid? No, but... Well, there you go. Alright, fine. You win this one. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I don't mind the extra work. We help out because we want to, right? Though it's nice to have an extra pair of hands from time to time. Ah, right, replies Mark. Besides, you always end up owing me favors. This is just one of them. Anyway, shall we head home? Yeah, let's go. I grab my bag and rush to hold the door. It can be nice to stay back after school, can it? Liliana questioned. On the occasion, the weather isn't nice today. I try to say something other than the weather to comment on, but... It's always cold in the winter, but it feels good when you're inside. It's like looking at a snow globe. Does that make any sense? Now that you mention it, I don't think it does. It made sense in my head, replied Liliana. Don't worry about it. I know what you mean. Do you? I think. What? It couldn't have been that important, right? Asked Mark. I suppose. Liliana smiles wearily about something and walks up ahead, frizzy hair lit by the sun. We walked alone for the next few minutes, and I tried to nonchalantly wave goodbye. I can't shake the feeling that something was off about her today. Maybe I'm imagining things, thanks to that voice in my head, but she almost seemed as tense as me. I'd better head back home before Vin starts worrying. I turned to walk home, but... Mark. Okay, that's it. The world just isn't normal today. Mark. I'm getting to the bottom of this. I walk for a few seconds and pretend not to notice, spinning all around. It's a girl. She stands out, long purple hair and a red ribbon swaying in the breeze. She reappears in the alleyway to my left, and I see her lips move. Lower me. The minute I step toward her, she points to her right. It's the road that leads back to my school. I look back at her, or at least I would have, had she not already disappeared. That arrogant. Alright, now she's really done it. I'll run through this town all night if I have to. You're messing with the wrong guy! Before I realize it, the sky darkens and clouds drift in. From time to time I catch a glimpse of something white out of the corner of my eye, but it disappears before I can identify it. She's just deliberately dashing through the side streets, and she always seems to be exactly one street ahead. I gasp for breath as I reach the school building. The girl stands daintily at the entrance. You. Stop. She grins and runs inside. She has a graceful quality about her. I say run, but it's more like she's gliding. Of course, that's not going to stop me. I catch a glimpse of her feet at the bottom of the end of the staircase. To the left, Hall. You're running out of places to hide. Stairs again? No, wait. These are the stairs to a roof. Why is the door unlocked in the first place? No matter. It's over now. The sky turned black before I realized it, and snow drifts cautiously down. The last piece of a puzzle falls into place. The purple-haired girl, the snow, the black sky. I saw it all in my dream. The girl looks at me from the edge of the roof. Thank you for following me, Mark. Oh, how many things I should be yelling at her right now, but I can't. My mind isn't functioning like it should. Scattered images from a time I'd rather forget flash through it. First of all, let me apologize for luring you out like this. It was the only way I could talk to you alone. She steps closer. There are so many things I want to ask, to say, but only one line comes out. Who are you? Don't worry yourself over minor details like that. You'll remember me soon enough. Soon enough? What kind of vague hint is that? The past will fall into place eventually. It has a habit of doing that. She pauses and looks up at the sky. The snow collects on her hair. You might not remember me yet, but I remember you. I've been waiting to see you for a long, long time. She points her eyes at me, and I can't look away. Will you help me, Mark? Will you accompany me long enough for you to recover your memories? That's a strange request, Mark replies. My thoughts vanish. I nod unthinkingly. I will, but you owe me something first. Tell me your name. I feel her warmth before we even touch. She walks up to me and pauses an inch away, breath turning to mist. Myra. I hear her name and the ribbon flutters before me. The memories taunt me. I've seen her, seen this, but a cold breeze strikes me as she steps back. I'll visit you someday soon. In the meantime, if you ever need me, come to this rooftop by yourself when the sky turns black. If you call out me, I'll come to you. What are you, a vampire? Mark questions. Maybe. A ghost? She smiles faintly. I'll leave that up to you. One by one, her footsteps grow distant. Well then, goodbye, my... Her final words are lost as she steps off the edge of the roof. Wait! Steps off the edge of the roof? What the? I dash to the edge of the roof as fast as I can and look down, but there's nothing. Not even a footprint on the freshly fallen snow. My head is spinning. I don't want to think. I don't want to. It's there, and it keeps coming back. I see her, and what was it she called herself? The person I wish I never met? Is she here to haunt me? But then why do I feel so? The girl in the sunset watches me. Like a figure in a faded photograph, she watches me. Like a portrait, like yourself in a house of mirrors, watching, always watching. She just won't blink. All the while, the snow continues to fall. Myra's figure dances through my mind, trapping me somewhere between curiosity and awe. It's the beginning of winter, as the snow dusts and city streets. I can't help imagining that her footprints will turn up very, very soon. Day 2. Winter Strolls. Darkness. The blackness is thick, mud-like. I look around me, but it's clear that I'm the only one here. But there should be another. She might enjoy hide and seek, but I have a hunch that she isn't that good at it. My heart races alongside my feet. Again? What's going on? My body feels light. Oh. Just a little more. She's close. I know it. This song. I know I've heard it before, but where? Ah! Rin, I'm warning you. If that song continues for another minute, I'll... Who the heck leaves their ringtone on max on a Saturday morning? The next thing I hear is the sound of rushing water as I prepare for the morning. There's something odd about the lucidity of that dream. 2 days in a row, too. Unless this is Mars doing somehow. Except no, this can't be anything more than a coincidence. I'll approach it logically. For one thing, I never did figure out how she disappeared from that roof. She couldn't have jumped to the ground from that distance, much less without a single footprint. There was a soft noise after she jumped, but that was it. Maybe she jumped onto a balcony or something. But then, where did she vanish to? Although the real question is why anyone would do that to begin with. She knew what school I went to, too. Does she know where I live? She somehow knew that routine I take home. But if she knows me, why do I not recognize her? No, this is all wrong. The dream doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. It doesn't even matter. If she wants to dig up my memories, she'll have to try harder than that. Alright then, breakfast. I'm up before Rin for once. This is more rare than an occurrence than it should be. Morning, Ochi-chan. I glare at her. She stops. So, was that one of your friends calling this morning? Yeah, sort of. I told her to call last night, but she missed me, so... She scratches the back of her head and gives her best, oops, sorry look. You know that ringtone of yours woke me up this morning. Really? Oh, sorry. That's not bad for a fake blush, but it's not superb. 6 out of 10. Did I mention I was having a nice dream when I was so rudely awoken? Oh, you were dreaming about Liliana? Of course not. I slam a coffee mug down, but it doesn't earn as much as a flinch. Instead... So, you weren't dreaming about her, then what were you complaining about? By the way, you were going to Lucas' place to study today, right? The tables have turned. Perhaps. Oh, okay. You were going to fail your exams and repeat the year with me in your class then. Well then, you know what you have to do. That's one way to motivate. It's cold. Mark, I'm the one who should be saying that. It's freezing. Neither of us are willing to step in the attack range of the icy wind. Are you sure you want to go through with this? It's not like we're actually going to study. I know, but he got a new colorable axle game. Don't you understand? What the hell is a colorful axle? It's a cheap Japanese-style censorship. They'll never guess what we're really talking about. And who exactly is they? You know, them. No one's listening. Although with Maya around, I can't be so sure. Rin and I walk over to Lucas's place without any mishaps, plus minus a few frozen fingers. Ooh, I hope he turned the heat on. I can't play when my fingers are cold. Don't worry, I'm sure it's comfortably huddled up in front of his computer. You'll see. The bell rings and there's no answer. What? That's odd. I just called and he said he'd be here. I'm gonna freeze to death out here. Aren't you at least worried that I'll freeze to death as well? Oh, Mark, how silly. You know I'll be gone before you. That's not the response I was looking for. Well, it looks like there's only one thing we can do. Rin glares mischievously at the front door. I have a bad feeling about this. 1, 2, what's this? A heavenly silhouette has come to harvest my soul already? Life is what it is, I suppose. Goodbye, cruel world. Pip-poo, 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 pip-bye. Ouch. What just happened? I'm greeted by Rin's worried face. Alright, that's enough. I'm alive already. No need to curse me further. That was dangerous. Don't you know that you shouldn't lunge at someone's feet with your temple? Someone could have gotten hurt. Someone? Her eyes do seem a little teary though. Rin, just so you know, it isn't polite to charge into other people's front doors without permission. Oh, sorry. This makes the plushing in my head a tad more bearable. Or maybe that's just the cold. Ah, look, there he is. Lucas. Hey. Sorry I'm late. I had to run out and grab some things for lunch. Did I keep you waiting long? He looks around. There's an indentation in the snow scattered around his walkway. Rin is leaning on her left foot because her right foot is sore from the impact. And I'm too dizzy to tell what's happening. He looks from the indentation to Rin, to my head, and then back to the indentation. Then he shrugs and unlocks the door. Grab whatever you want to eat. I'll meet you in my room in a few minutes. Start to thaw as we step inside. Ooh, he's got a new choku and ice book. Guess her guilt's worn off already. She scampers into Lucas's room and begins snooping around. I'm surrounded by 2D girls. This is heaven. This is heaven. Literally heaven. I escape from Rin before my soul gets sucked out of me. In the middle of a mess sits a chuckle desk with a glowing monitor. A glowing monitor. So he left his computer on and unguarded, I see. I admit that I'm curious, but am I that curious? Yeah, I'm curious. Let's do this. I reach for the mouse and clear the screensaver with a darling poke. See a picture of a woman. That's slightly disappointing, actually. He's just enjoying his regular dose of... Oni-chan! You've finally given in to your temptations! Uh-oh. I knew it was only a matter of time. Okay, alright, I've got this. I'll take a deep breath and try to think of an excuse. This isn't the time to be taking deep breaths. Don't think, just talk. I was just... Correction. Don't think, just say something coherent. Rin. Really, there's no need to be shy. We both knew it would happen someday. It's not what it looks like, I swear. The computer was like this when I got here. It's okay, Mark. It's normal to be curious. Will I regret asking precisely what you mean by curious? Well, you know. From looking at the screen, it's clear that they're about to... Lucas, I see you've finally fallen, Mark. Every time he laughs like that, he does it for a reason. If you ever want to borrow anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always willing to aid the unenlightened into a journey into paradise. Lucas used documentation. It's super effective. I fainted, along with my reputation. Well, I guess that's the end of it. Lucas brings us a few glasses of water and sits down. I would ask why he only has water when he just came back from the grocery store, but he probably has every use for his money. Lucas, it's art, not porn. So, you guys decide what you want to do? We can always take turns beating Mark in that new fighting game. Sounds like a plan, replies Lucas. Don't I get a say in any of this? Replies Mark. It's been a while. I remember when Rin and I used to come over here all the time, doing nothing but sitting around and chatting over some video games. It's strange, but part of me feels like those days have vanished. Are they gone forever? It couldn't be. But even if we're doing the same old things, I can't help but glance out the window from time to time. mostly when my chest tightens. Rin. Aw, Mark, you're blushing. I'm not. Right? 3 years ago. It's alright. I'm not teasing you. Well, maybe just a little. It's strange. I was different back then, but she's hardly changed at all. Cut it out already. I'm not in a mood. Of course you'd say that. Maybe so, but it doesn't make it any less true. Do you have anything to do? Not really, unless you count homework. You've been on the computer all day, haven't you? I noticed you didn't end that sentence with a question mark, Rin replied. But school is boring. Besides, it's not like you're doing anything other than to mope around. I told you I'm not. Her expression stops me in my tracks. I'm going upstairs. Leave me alone. Fine. I'll just bother you again tomorrow. I turn to leave, but I feel her eyes on my back. I walk away. That was me. It's unreal. Was that really how I felt back then? It all seems to have faded away over time. Or maybe I just got numb. But that's no excuse to have ignored her like that. I'm sure she knows. She's not that dense. Someday, I owe her a nice, long talk. I want her to know that I care about her. Rin, back at Lucas's apartment. I don't care about you anymore, Mark. Whoa! Did I win? Lucas, you won! Huh? Who'd have thought? Grr, just you wait. I'll have my revenge next time. You say that every time, replies Lucas. Fine then. Again. I'll try again. We're going to be here for a while, aren't we? By the time we left, our final score was 7-2. For her. Oni-chan, stop thinking so much. It's bad for your complexion. What? Oh, I guess we're already on the train. Complexion aside, I guess you're right. Right about what? The fact you should stop thinking about Liliana? How could you say that with a straight face? Years of practice. Ah. Anyway, that's not what I was thinking about. I see. Then you were thinking of a way to admit to Lucas that you want to borrow one of his games? Let's just say I've had a lot to think about lately. I think that was sufficiently vague and truthful. Yeah, figures. Her voice trails off as she sinks into the background. If that doesn't say out of character, I don't know what does. You okay, Rin? Of course I'm fine. You're the one I was worried about. Did you just say you were? No! You're not actually mad, are you? Of course I'm mad. Doesn't the pop vein make me it obvious? Sorry. It's just so rare that I get a chance to tease you. It doesn't count as teasing when you're cheating. How exactly am I cheating? I haven't figured it out yet. Seriously, I try to mess with you by snapping you out of your daydream, and this is what I get. Not bad, I admit, that was a good play. Wait, so this was all a plan to mess with my head? I wasn't actually worried about you or anything. I just didn't want you to fall asleep on some poor girl's shoulder. I guess I should remind her that I'm standing, not sitting. That aside, what made you think there was a reason to be worried? Well, you've been zoning out lately. You were gazing out the window like an actor in a soap opera, and you've been distant lately. That's all. perceptive. Sorry. Ah, no, it's no big deal. You have your own life, and I know there are things you wouldn't tell me about. Don't say it like that. It won't be long, alright? There's something I need to sort out. That's all. The train screeches to a halt at our destination. Rin grins as she pulls Lucas off her gaming device, but I can tell it's a thin coat of paint. It's uncomfortably cold. Not bitter cold, but uncomfortable. Just cold enough to make you wish you brought gloves, when your breath is barely visible. It's the late fall equivalent of those daisy days, when you can't quite decide if it's worth taking out your umbrella. It's nostalgic. I pace back and forth to clear my mind, but it doesn't work. It's been years since I've seen him. Years! I should be excited, but something feels off.